Okay, all right. So I'm going to start a new project in my basement. As you can see, this is my basement where I have a huge gap here. So what I'm gonna do is I want to install a bifold door here. So the gap is about 60 inches wide. And therefore I want to put a bifold door, each of which is about 30-inch wide. In between these gap. So what I'm going to do is very similar to what I did for this side of the basement. This door is what I added myself. The original wall ends here, and I put the drywall board here. So what I'm going to do for the new one is I will put 2x4s vertically inside of this wall, and the hinge will be mounted on that side, and then the door will swing inward toward me here. First thing I need to do is I need to cut a slot on the drywall, so I can nail or screw some 2x4s into it as the foundation for this new door. Hi, so I finished the first small step, which is I use a oscillator to cut the baseboard. I make a notch in the baseboard, so I could use this 2x4 as a guide to guide my cutting onto the drywall. You can see I already used the pencil and made a line here. So I'm going to cut along it, and I want to use this 2x4 as a guide to guide me using the vibrator tool. So this is my oscillator tool, whatever people call it. I will align this side of my blade drywall cutter with the 2x4, and I'll turn on the power, and it will cut. I'll cut along the 2x4, the edge of 2x4, so I can cut a very straight line. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna do the cutting, and because I'm working just myself, so I need something to hold this vertical 2x4 guide onto the wall. So I'm using another 2x4 to push it against the wall. And while I'm doing the cutting, when you cut drywall, you're gonna have lots of dust or debris, whatever. So I'm gonna use one hand to hold the oscillating tool, and the other hand holding the vacuum hose to suck the air out. So, and therefore these 2x4 functions as the third hand to push this 2x4 guide against the wall for me. All right, as you can see, I have already made 2 scores on the drywall. So yeah, I already cut the drywall. See, from the top all the way to the bottom. Next, I'm gonna pull it out. Probably using a screwdriver. Yeah, I guess I can use a screwdriver to do it. Well, if not, I can cut a vertical one here. I can break it from the middle. Okay. Yeah, I'll get a vibrator tool to knock it from the middle. Alright, so I'm going to use this vibrator tool to knock it, to cut it from the middle. Because this is super noisy, I'm going to turn off the video recording momentarily. Okay, so now I can pull it out after cutting it. Yeah, I can gradually remove this. I pushed it inside of the wall, so it's a little bit harder to get them out now. Okay, so this part goes off. All right, beautiful. Let me get the bottom one off as well. As you can see, I have cut the drywall open, and so we can install some 2x4s here that will become the anchor for the door. Okay, this thing that looks like cotton is actually the insulation. I think it's some kind of fiberglass. I am going to put many 2x4s into the slot. So as I mentioned, in North America, the standard way of building a wall is you have some horizontal beams at the bottom and horizontal beams on the top. Yeah, so you see there's a beam over there. And then you have many vertical bars, which we call studs. You insert them and you mount the studs to the bottom beam and the top beam. That's how it works. Okay, and there is a original, not sure whether you can see it, there was a original stud here installed that's already been nailed or screwed into the top beam and the bottom beam. Okay, so I'm gonna mount some other 2x4s. I'm gonna install them studs. These are studs between the top beam and bottom beam, and I'm gonna screw them on using this original 2x4 as a stabilizing point. To basically, I'm gonna have many 2x4s parallel in this direction, and they all nail into each other, and starting from this original 2x4. This gap here from this original stud to here is about 6 inches. So if I use tons of 2x4s, that's going to be very wasteful. So I found something like this, which is wood left from other project, which is about 1/2 inch or maybe 3/4 inch wide. So I'm going to use them as spacer between 2x4s. All right. I already put one screw here to screw the spacer onto the original 2x4. I'll add 2 more spacers, 2 more, I'll say 3/4 inch spacers here. So basically you can see if I put 3 of them, I can have pretty much the alignment with this opening I want. Then I can just use 2x4s in the middle. I'm gonna screw them, and I will do a little bit of acrobat inside of this tiny opening. So I'll detach the the battery from the drill, and then I'll slide the drill in like this. I just practiced. Yeah, and then I'll put the battery pack in, and I'll assemble the battery pack with the drill inside like this. Okay, as you can see, I switched to a much shorter drill bit. So I want the drill bit and to have a good grip on the screw. All right, let's do it. All right, I'll use this 2x4 to hold it in position for me. Yeah, not exactly in position, but somehow in position. Maybe I should use a taller one. Okay. Yeah, luckily I have a spare piece of 2x4s from previous projects. So now I can hold it. All right, I'll move it down to somewhere low here and start working from here. Okay, all right, got it in. I will pre-drill the screw so it'll be easier to work on them when I get inside. Okay, all right, then I'll put this in and I will slide the drill and I'll work from here. Okay, I have nailed the spacer. Let's see whether it is straight. Okay, it's almost straight. Okay, good. There will be some mistakes, but it's roughly mostly straight, so that's good. That is a very good thing. The North American standard is that the distance between the bottom beam and the top beam is 90 inches. So I cut all of them into 90 inches. So I'll do some measurement. So suppose this is where 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I'm gonna install these 2x4 first. I'm gonna screw them into the spacer. Then I'm going to fix this rightmost post to hold the drywall. Then I'm gonna put a middle 2x4, okay? All right, wish me good luck. As you can see, this is a mock-up setting. Let me put it out. Okay, so I have successfully installed many 2x4s vertically in this direction between the top beam and the bottom beam, these two studs, and as mentioned earlier, there was a original stud here around this position, so I put some spacers here. So it's some spacers to make up the space, and those spacers are about like 4 feet long, maybe 5 feet long, but not all the way from top to bottom, which is distance is standard 90 inches. Okay, so you can see I installed these 3 new screws. That's what I use to fix this studs in position. So I'm very happy with the result. Okay, all right. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, there's a little bit of twist on those studs, so they do not form a perfect surface. But I make sure the high points of them, they are aligned in a way that is perpendicular to where I am, or parallel to the face, this face right now, or parallel to the concrete wall behind these studs. So next thing I need to do is, for example, here is a mock-up setting. So I'm gonna get a treated wood and I will cut this this floor a little bit. So then I put a small treated wood piece about this big to have good contact with the concrete. So now let's use this 2x4 to mock it up, and then I will install a 2x4 like this. Okay, I will need to smooth this this drywall opening a little bit. Okay, then I'm gonna put a 2x4 here. Then I will install the hinge of the door here, here, and here, so I can have a door panel in this direction. Next thing I need to do is I will cut this piece to be 80-inch high, just a standard door height in North America. I'll cut it to be 80 inches, and then I will make a horizontal beam here. And another vertical studs here. So therefore I will have the 3 pieces, the two vertical one and 1 horizontal one, to form the door frame. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. We'll continue next time.